This is absolutely insane, as multiple new reports have revealed a trade target for the Phoenix Suns, linking a Eastern Conference All-Star to the up-and-coming Western Conference team, where we're getting into exactly what the trade package will look like for this player, as well as who is going to be packing their bags and going over to the Atlanta Hawks. And we're going to get into all that and more in today's edition of Suns Digest. How's it going, folks? We got another video here. Before we get into all of the news today, we noticed that 98.4% of you are not subscribed. We are currently at 2,700 subscribers, and we are on the road to 3,000. So, guys, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, and comment down below about how you feel about the Phoenix Suns this season, particularly their win last night in Sacramento. I'm not going to lie, guys, when I was watching that game, my heart was kind of beating there a bit. I mean, we were up 20 at one point, and the Sacramento Kings managed to cut that down to around a 9 or 10 point lead, if I'm remembering this correctly. But yeah, great bounce back win last night. We'll get into that a little bit later, as well as a player that was performing really well off the bench last night. One of the most recent signings from the Phoenix Suns, who was a player in the G League. And we'll get into all that later in the video. But guys, I want to get into this report from Bleacher Report, who links a Eastern Conference All-Star, four-time All-Star to be exact, for Jalen Green. Now, exactly what this article says is that Bleacher Report's trade block big board recently proposed a potential deal that would send Jalen Green, Nick Richards, Rasheer Fleming, and a 2027 first-round pick to Atlanta in exchange for four-time All-Star Trae Young. We know that Young has lingered on the Hawks trade block for the last few seasons, but no move has gained real traction. Now, in the midst of rehabbing an MCL sprain, Atlanta has shown signs of being a more fluid and productive offensive team without him on the floor. And it goes on to say that perhaps Young's time away has given the Hawks clarity. Success might not hinge on him being a part of the roster. Meanwhile, Phoenix's ongoing need for another offensive creator, particularly one who can stay healthy, makes Young an intriguing fit next to Booker. His arrival would allow Booker to return to his natural shooting guard role while giving the Suns a true playmaker to orchestrate the offense. Now, folks, before I get into my take on this trade, we're just going to look at Trae Young a little bit here and his career so far, and we all know who Trae Young is. We all know what kind of player he is. I mean, he's an excellent scorer. He's always been an excellent facilitator. I mean, he's a four-time All-Star, made the All-NBA team in 2022 there. He's an assist champ as well. I mean, career great stats across the board, 25 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists. Hasn't always been the most efficient shooter, but, you know, the way he plays, he's always not going to take the most efficient shots. You know, he likes to take it from the logo sometimes and, you know, occasionally have, you know, a questionable shot here and there. But overall, excellent facilitator. Great score on all three levels, and, you know, overall, Trae Young, great player, all-star caliber, all-NBA caliber player. But of course, if you've been paying attention to the Atlanta Hawks, you know that his role has been somewhat diminished there now, as he's been injured and taken some time away from the team, and the team has been doing really well without him. I'm not sure exactly what their record has been without him, but I know it's definitely a winning record, and they're a top 6 team in the Eastern Conference right now, and they're playing really, really well without him. Particularly with, you know, young players like Dyson Daniels, who, you know, at his core is a point guard. I mean, he played the shooting guard position last year alongside Trae Young, and he's not truly a shooting guard. I mean, he doesn't shoot a high volume of threes. He only shoots around maybe 3 a game. He's actually really a point guard. If you watch his game, you know, that's the tendencies that he's had, and that's the kind of player that he is. But just getting into acquiring Trae Young here exactly, I don't think that this would necessarily be a great move for the Phoenix Suns, as, you know, Devin Booker has been the main facilitator this year for the Suns, and I think he's been doing a pretty good job of that. I mean, he can definitely see the floor like a point guard. I mean, he did a good job of it last year when he had Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant there. Of course, it's easier to be a point guard when you have 2 great scorers alongside you, but I mean, this year he doesn't have, I mean, what you would think would be great scorers alongside him. I mean, the second best option right now, with Grayson Allen and Jalen Green being out, is Dillon Brooks, who has been doing an excellent job of scoring the ball so far this season. And of course, when Grayson Allen and Jalen Green come back, they are going to be just even more weapons for Devin Booker to facilitate to. And another guy that, I mean, is a point guard in his own right is Colin Gillespie and Jordan Goodwin. Those 2 players have been playing exceptionally well this year. And, you know, even if when there's lineups in the game when Dillon Brooks can come out and then Colin Gillespie or Jordan Goodwin will go in at the point guard spot, Devin Booker can just, you know, kind of slot back to his natural shooting guard position. And, you know, Colin Gillespie can then become the main facilitator for the team and, you know, to give that responsibility away from Book and let him focus more on shot creation. And, you know, one of the things about Colin Gillespie and comparing him to Trae Young is that Trae Young is a historically awful defender. I mean, he's one of the worst defenders in the NBA. There was a point in his NBA career, like in a long season stretch, that he was probably, I think, one of the worst defenders of all time. And that is something that this Suns team is priding themselves on right now. That's what's winning them games, is their hustle and tenacity and their defense. I mean, they're a top 10 defensive team in the NBA right now. And if you trade for Trae Young, I mean, that's just going to totally kill that drive and all the work that they've done on defense. Now, you could say that his offensive production absolutely outweighs his defensive production, but I think right now, with the Suns at this moment, I don't think you should do anything to mess up this chemistry. I know that Nick Richards and Jalen Green were included in the trade, and I don't want to trade Jalen Green at any point right now. We haven't even seen him play. We've only seen him play one game this year, and of course he played fantastic in that game, but unfortunately did go down out of the game after against the Clippers. Nick Richards is a little bit more expendable, and I'll get into him right now. There's a new report here yesterday that said Nick Richards was included in a lot of trade rumors right now amongst other centers like Yusuf Nurkic and Jonathan Isaac and Robert Williams and Nick Claxton. And we know that Nick Richards was in trade talks this past offseason as well. There's a lot of bigs that could use a center right now. I mean, we made a video around a month ago about how the Boston Celtics could use someone like him. And, he's a more expendable player right now. He hasn't had much playing time. We take a look at his stats here for this season. He hasn't been the most effective player, but he also hasn't been playing that many minutes. You can see just 10 minutes per game, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 1 turnover, 1 foul, and almost a block per game, just half there. But Nick Richards is a good player. I mean, there's a reason why the Suns traded for him from the Charlotte Hornets. But overall, I think that he can be an expendable player at this point. I think that we could get a good return for him. I don't want that return to be Trae Young necessarily, but I think that he's definitely somebody that could be a great trade candidate and get a nice return for him. Maybe some draft picks, as we know the Suns don't have a lot of draft capital right now, or even maybe just a younger player. Someone that we can mold into a better player over time as this team continues to grow with younger players like Oso Ighodaro, Ryan Dunn, and Rasheer Fleming. So I think that we can get a good return on Nick Richards, but we just have to find the right team at this point in the season. So those are just my overall thoughts on a Trae Young trade. I don't want Trae Young on the Phoenix Suns. I don't think that it's a good trade for the Suns to make. I think when you have players like Jordan Goodwin and Colin Gillespie that can come in the lineup occasionally and slot Book back at the 2 spot, I think that's a way more efficient way of doing it. Also, Colin Gillespie and Jordan Goodwin are one of the most excellent defenders on the team besides players like Dylan Brooks. So, I mean, that's something that you definitely don't want to lose on this team right now, because that's one of the main things that Jordan Knott has instilled in this team is, tenacity and hustle and determination and the drive to win. You can see it on the floor, and that's why they're so fun to watch, especially in that game against the Kings last night. And I want to give a little shout out to a player last night who we recently signed around a few weeks ago, I want to say. And, he had an excellent game last night. And that was Jamari Bouye, who had a great game last night, shooting 3 for 5 from the 3-point line. He had a rebound there, and it's just great to see that this signing has worked out into getting another effective player on this Suns team. I mean, when they made the signing, I didn't really think that they needed more guards at that point in the year, but I mean, it's great to see that he got some playing time, and also in such a short amount of time as well. I mean, only 18 minutes, he went 4 for 6 from the field, shooting 66%. So overall, just wanted to shout him out and say, I'm really happy to see him make his impact on the floor, and hopefully he can continue that on in this game against the Houston Rockets, or I think it's Oklahoma City Thunder. My bad. Against OKC in the next couple days, and this is going to be a tough schedule, guys. We got the Rockets, of course, as I said, and the Oklahoma City Thunder in our next game, as well as the Denver Nuggets. So this is going to be a tough schedule, tough games that we're going to need to win. And let me know what you think about this down below, about this Trae Young trade. If you think it would fit, if you think it doesn't fit, I don't like it at all. I don't think it would work out for this team at all. And let me know how you feel about this game going into the Oklahoma City Thunder. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, go Suns.